Good afternoon. Can I get a mic check? Just doing a little bit of account maintenance here. JD, you rock. I'll have to walk away a couple times here during the next half hour session to grab a few things. One is my coffee that'll percolate over, and I'm using one of those, learning how to use one of those, I don't know if they're, all the Italians here use them, European style. Anyway, it doesn't shut off, it blows off and blows up all over the kitchen. Also, they are constructing the stairs now to my treehouse next door, and it's really noisy. But it's almost ready. Got a thatch roof on yesterday. Looks good. Yeah, JD. Really appreciate it. I will somehow return the favor. We'll find something very creative. Because life is supposed to be fun. And Monkey, he's a little upset about all the construction workers and the stairs. XBTUSD is getting a little pointy again here. Monkey in the treehouse? Well, the treehouse will be done. They've got a completion date of November 14th, but I think they're going to be done before it. Which, by the way, Trace, how are you? Hope you're feeling well. And so good vibes your way from the Caribbean for sure. Monkey, he wasn't well the last 4 days. I was really worried, actually. I actually was so worried I put out a message to some family members to get ready. And today he's back to Monkey, so I'm pretty pumped. It's a big day for Monkey here. I think it has something to do with the fact that we broke the code on Bitcoin, and he knows that things are kind of active around here. And there's a lot of visitors too, by the way, starting, I think my first one starts this weekend, this Sunday. I got to look up all the itineraries, but I think I've got the first one this weekend. So it's going to get busy. And I've said it for a long time, we are finally, and I know I've said it 642,000 times since we started, but this weekend we plan to be caught up. There is an actual better action plan than the last action plan than the last one. So we're going to do our best. End of January, I go dark with my early adopters, and compound trading rocks and rolls as it always has, and will still build. So those are your announcements. Oh, a couple other quick ones. We timed these most recent. I put out a tweet that explained that we had broke the code, and then shortly after, I started to share a few examples of, just to make sure that people knew we weren't bullshitting them. And wowza! So real quick, I'll just run through this. Oh, and by the way, yesterday I had said that oil was going to go up and gold was going to go down, and today oil is way up and gold is down. So I'm still in my gold short. I'm out of my oil long. Hold on 2 seconds here. I'll grab my coffee. Yeah, so bottom line is the goal was to finance our democratization of algorithms that the big funds, successful funds, are using to the retail public, and what happened in that process for anybody that isn't aware, because there's going to be a few people listening to this video that normally don't. For those unaware, retail didn't really pick us up well, so we didn't make the $6 trillion that we're looking for to raise for the democratization of our algorithm models to the retail public. Similar to, and definitely not as courageous or a big deal as what Elon Musk is doing with AI. If you look up his AI project, he's racing time there to get it democratized in the hands of the everyday person before it fully goes full cycle, because his fear is that, of course, the everyday folk like us aren't going to have it, and that's a problem. So if you watch, some video on that, you'll see kind of what we were doing with the democratization of algorithms for Wall Street, because we believe that price discovery will disappear as the machines get better. And you're already seeing that in oil. Bring up a 5-year oil chart and you'll see how price discovery is disappearing. Bring up a gold chart, you'll see how price discovery is disappearing. These happen to be where the machines are the most, and what we've been screaming from the rooftops is actually happening live in front of people. But cognitive dissonance causes us as humans to not recognize that. So getting back to the capital raise of $646 trillion that we needed to democratize this for the everyday person, retail didn't pick it up and provide that lift. So we had to look at our institutional side, and on our institutional side, I can't give away all the secrets, but there's big news coming there. You could think in terms of Uber. The traditional hedge fund is the Uber driver, and our data, et cetera, is Uber, and that'll give you an idea of what's coming at the end of January. So the institutional side has picked us up nicely, and we've got a nice big launch coming in that side of things. But the other thing that's really important here is that it was really important for us to break the code on crypto trading, because that's our, what's the right way to put it? That would be the ace card for us in terms of whether or not we can get things done. Build out our project, the intention of democratizing this into the marketplace. So 72 hours-ish ago, we cracked the code, and we're confident that we've cracked it. I am more confident about any of them. We've started to trade the cracked code. Now, I'm trading for my own account, and then there's a whole bunch of other accounts that get triggered through that, that watch my data. So that's been really good. So that's where we are with crypto. So there has been, if you go through my feed real quick, you'll see where I was very specific that, it's almost time, I was shorting gold, my trigger fingers were sore, we're waiting for the machines to arrive, and then, kaboom, they're here, and then, the party started. And so I provided evidence of, where I, alerted and all that kind of fun stuff. And we've done it, all the way through and ever since. And we just don't lose in crypto, literally don't lose. Like in oil, I'm 90%-ish, just over 90%. Crypto, I'm 100, well, I know it's hard to say, but it's true, we're 100%. We're just not, we haven't lost in crypto yet. But it's traded differently, like it's an ebb and flow. So that's where we're going. Shop. So Shop is trading over its 60-minute resistance at this point. I was a little bit concerned about that, so I took a third of the position off, right where this 200 MA is here on the 60. But it's got up and over that. So now you go to your daily. Well, I checked the 2 and the 4 hour. I didn't check the 3 hour, but I can't see that really being a functioning resistance. Ooh, it's there. That's at 105.30. Let's check it on the daily really quick. the data comes before it anyway. 104.1. So at 104.1, I would take another third off, and then the last third I would just probably let that run its course. I'm not too sure. So I'll set myself a little alarm here so I know it's getting close. But it does if and when. So that play's worked out well. AAOI, my toughest trade of the year. It's holding its own here. It didn't get down right where I wanted it to get to hammer, but anyway, if I see positive divergence, I'll double or triple up there. I was going to double or triple up on shop when it showed its positive divergence, but I missed it. I was busy with crypto and a few other things, that gold short and my oil long and a few other plays. SPPI, this is one I was concerned about. This was an entry earlier in the week. It's holding up nice on day 3. If it gets a strong close today, the shorts are going to get ripped hard. So if this closes near high of day today, so we don't need much more time. What was that? We don't need much more time for it to hold up. And then it's, yeah. What a busy morning in here this morning. All kinds of visitors, people coming and going. VRS. This is Sean's, right? Yeah. Another great chart setup from Sean. And I like the symmetry. This, and then next. Is that going to be next? You know, does it just get bigger and bigger? That's what I'm wondering. So I'm going to save this one. It's going to go on to our get our act together weekend and get caught up. And yeah, that's the way it is. Now, you know, a lot of people have been upset with me about getting caught up and stuff, but you got to admit, you know, there's things, well, I'm not even going to try and defend myself. Don't do it. Okay, so VRS, I got that saved. Love the chart. So I'm just going to take it off the board after I alarm it here quick. Wouldn't it be great if the symmetry on this one rolled through again? That's VRS. Thanks to Sean. Sure appreciate when you guys bring charts in, of course, because it's tough for me and us to do everything. And, you know, I got to be honest with folks. You know, this is a real quick random here. Before the end of January, when I personally go dark with my, you know, early adopter team, before I do that, I'm going to meet with each person individually, at minimum on conference, if you know, on a teleconference, if not in person. A lot of people are coming to see me between now and then, and there'll have to be a meeting of minds there, and you know, to go with me into that trading team. And all I mean by that is the meeting of minds is, you know, people that are actually active contributing in the team. You know, team will be a real word in that environment. And I have to wrap that in the fact that nothing's going to change with compound trading. In fact, compound trading is going to still build and grow and all that kind of fun stuff. It's just that myself personally, you know, all of these functions and tasks that I do, whether it's reports or alerts or, you know, running rooms or all the different stuff that I do, that is actually a 140-hour week. If you break it down, you know, I'm spinning that off to interns, right, or staff or managers and that kind of thing, and they're gonna, I call it changing the oil. They're gonna do the oil changes for me, and I'm just gonna trade. Pardon me. Okay, so if anybody has any questions about what I just said or anything at all, DM or email us, and I'll do my best to get back to you. If I can't, Sartaj will. If he can't, then one of the others will. BIOA, this comes in from Crystal in Berlin. She has been vacant for a while, and we missed her, and we wish she would come back regularly. There's my plea. That's about as good as it gets. BIOA. Fantastic chart. Love the chart. Bullhorns on the 60. And if you go to your daily, SE strong IPO today. Thanks, Greg. BIOA daily. Love it. Into the gap. Just love this chart. Love it. Well, Crystal's still in the room, but thanks for bringing that in. FRFS. FRFS. If you ever come to the Caribbean, let me know, Crystal. And most of my winter is actually booked with visitors. I'm really pumped that as many people that have taken up the offer took the offer. So that's FRFS. I'm going to save that one, alarm it. I would give this a 10-to-1 risk reward ratio. You can control your downside anyway, never forget that. Somebody in the room this morning said that they were holding on to AAIO, and you know, when I hear that, I hope that it has nothing to do with me, because you're not supposed to follow me into trades, and you're not supposed to follow me out of trades. You're supposed to just learn from me. In fact, once you're following me, you are, whoops, I saved the wrong one, didn't I? You are actually causing me to be BIOA. You're causing me to be outside of legal compliance. This is for informational purpose only, right? I mean, that's how it works legally. So not only, you know, does it make you look silly, but it makes me, it puts me in a very compromised position. So we have to have that relationship proper. So that's just a reminder to visit our disclosure, risk disclosure on our website. That's published as a link on every page. BIOA, love it. Let's get the alarm on it. Got it saved now. And I think your risk reward, it's already in the gap. So where does it complete? About $1. It's almost done. But doesn't mean it's not going to continue after the fact. Love it. Oh, good call. Well, I shouldn't say almost done. I mean, $1 brings it up another 40% or whatever. Anyway, there's upside there. Lots. That's BIOA. So I'm going to get that off the board. This is nice to see. Now, for some reason, SPPI over lunch has been strong. I don't know if it was yesterday, the day before it was. So let's cross our fingers that it continues. From Tracy, Firefish FRFS. I love the name. Two of my favorite things. Fire, and fish. Freedive, FRFS. Okay, I don't know anything about it. What I can tell you is that it's up on the day. Tracy would know a lot more. If you have any questions, go ahead and ask her. This is what your dailies look like, so I can't even help you technically. If you are going to trade it, I would suggest you just know your daily range because it's sideways, right? And get your entry as close as you can to the bottom of a daily. Make sure that you're on the 5-minute, your indicators are firing by, and away you go. I'm not going to save this one or trigger this one personally, so I'll just take it off the board. Doesn't mean that it's not a good one. It probably is fantastic. I just, you know, that's a fundamental play. It's not a technical play, although a technical argument could be made for it. So here's gold. I shorted it yesterday. So this is yesterday at 6:45 p.m. This is yesterday at 3. I can't remember where I shorted it right here, I think. Anyway, is that where? Yeah, that's where I was. There's where it is now. We'll see. My general thesis was that oil would go up, gold would go down, and Bitcoin would go up. And we know the story on what happened to Bitcoin. It almost supernovaed. And gold is a bit soft and gone down, and oil near supernova 2 hit the top of its resistance in the algorithm model, and so that's all worked out. As far as other ones, SE, so SE. Oh, I did get a couple DMs about our unlock, our code break on Bitcoin, and how we're keeping it to ourselves. We're keeping it to our early adoption team. You know, it's so thank you. C Limited. Let's take a look. Wow. 14 to 16.99 range. So the way that you trade these is you just bring it down on your 5-minute. Keep it tight intraday. Don't fall in love with it. And work your 5s. So in other words, your first divergent 5, which is this one here, that holds its bottom. Well, this was the first divergent 5 that held the bottom is higher than the previous bottom. This is your entry. It would have worked out good. Your first 5 that doesn't hold the bottom of that one, you exit. So you would have been in all the way up to here and exited. And then you just do the same thing, and that's it. You can trade 5-minute charts without any other indicators other than just the candles. Follow that rule I just gave you, and you'd be a winner. Okie dokie, you're winners either way. Okay, let's take a look at our movers and shakers today. Yeah, so there's Tracy's technical thesis backing her position on that one. So thanks, Trace, appreciate that. That is technically absolutely correct. I'm just going to clear my scanners here. They're firing off a few things. Bitcoin is divergently bullish on a tight intraday. The scanner went off there, just in case you're interested. We'll see what happens. Okay. Now, today, well, look at that, SKX. Wow. So that was my pick for the day. I didn't really scream it from the rooftops. Oh yeah, right, that's what happened with it, yeah. So anyway, it's divergently crazy, you know, price action bullish on earnings. This morning I knew the second those the bulls stepped in, I was going to say the machines, but I can't say it was the machines because I don't know. I didn't look that close at it. Which, by the way, we can tell if they're machines or not. QURE follow through from yesterday. I think this was my pick for yesterday, and you know, my main pick. What I'm yeah, it was. What I'm tending to do now is let folks know which one I like the best in terms of morning momentums and stuff. And I'm going to try and do more and more pre-market. I have been getting into the room a little earlier, sometimes up to 2 hours earlier, just so you know. Pre-market trading, I'm thinking through earnings is going to be key. Team, I don't know anything about it. AM up 22.48%, trending stock way over its trend, and it's so new. I mean, what do I say, right? So that's where you go down in the 5, what I showed you there with that IPO, and you trade it on the day. If you get on the right side of it, you might want to hold a bit for a swing, and away you go. DGLY, I was going to alert a short on this, and I didn't, because it didn't get to the 200. I was watching it on another monitor, and it didn't get there. Should have shorted it anyway. There's my shoulda, coulda, woulda for the day. TUSK, don't know anything about it. It's right under its 200 on the daily. It trades, well, it's energy, I guess. I was going to say it trades like a commodity. There you go. It's not that old either. Dries, DRYS, do not hold this overnight. Never, never, never hold this. See, you can't even see the chart. It doesn't even show up. That's how bad this stock is. That's all I'm going to say about it. It's bad. It's evil. There, that's all I'm going to say about it. CAI, daily, trending stock. Same story here. Oh, wait a sec. Not quite the same story. It's got history. Oh, nice shot out of the bowl. Sweet. Wow. Nice. Nice chart. Wow. Yeah, these are so bullish right now. I just, you know, what do you do? I can't go with this. I just can't chase that. I'd love to, but I can't. This is super bullish turn. That 20 coming through the 50. Crazy bullish. How you could play this one, oh, it's right up against resistance. How you could play this one is when that 20 crosses the 100, the price is above, pausa. At alert 20, crossing the 100 on the weekly. Nice. I won't save it, but I will leave it alarmed. Very nice. KALV again. So on the weekly, it's got the 100-day issue coming up. On the daily, anybody trading Bitcoin, just so you know, intraday, it held a very important support, which makes this very interesting. Could be supernova night for it. It's possible. Not on the cards. KALV on the daily over its 200. I don't like the stock at all. It's into a funky gappy area, possibly, sort of. I had a lot of people argue with me about it. I like the chart setup. I just don't like the history of it. I know that sounds really bipolar, but JP. So we've been looking at this one over and over and over again, and it just, I mean, it started down here, and it just basically doubled from when I looked at it. And what do you do, right? Close your eyes and go, I guess. Set stop. Hair, don't know anything about it. Restoration robotics. I can't help you there. LPTX. There are some very, very skilled traders talking about this. Other than that, it's absolute crap, the technicals on it. But the stock RSI on the daily is up. If you were going to trade this one, I would, well, the MACD is about to turn up. I would make sure it's over, well, I can't help you with this one. DQ. DQ is, oh, I haven't had junk food in whatever it is, 18 weeks. It's got me thinking Dairy Queen. 18 weeks. Yesterday I swam underwater for, well, it was 2.5 miles there, 2.5 miles, 5 miles underwater. I know it sounds extreme. It's a true story, but you know, fins, right? It's different than swimming, normal swimming. DQ. Can I tell you here? All you can really do with this one now is it's cleared every bold test all the way until, pardon me, 48, 60. Like, this is a tough area for it. Technically, what do you do, right? You go with the MACD, I guess. What you can do. Nice chart. PIXY. So this is another example of one of these that can get really bullish really fast because of its history. The trajectory down lends itself to a fairly serious snapback if it happens. So when you see this chart pattern, new issue, trajectory really steep down, you know, it's simple physics. I wouldn't doubt, you know, I'd almost put bets on 350 as a for sure. But again, with all the great plays that are setting up for the earnings season, I wouldn't go there. TGTX, you could actually play this washout. You could do it. You bring it down on the 5 and follow the rules. ATHN, up over its 200. Chart's actually pretty good. Its action around the 200 is pretty good, considering what sector they're in. These are great charts. I mean, most of these charts are really good. I don't know how to play that one. I mean, you just have to follow those rules. Most of these come down to day trading them on the 5 minute, like the ones we're looking at today. You know, picking it on the 5 minute, trading it on the 5 minute candles, making sure that your stock RSI, squeeze momentum, and your MACD are ready on the daily, and just, you know, controlling your sizing. That's what I'm seeing in most of these charts. Like even this one, this could go easily SSYS as a bottom play. Yeah. So I apologize, I'm not giving you a lot of details on these because they're all kind of sitting in that same category. Good SRAX. Same category. CLLS. Gets up out of this bowl at 34.1, and you got another pop. It's working its way out of the bowl. You watch the videos on that. These are all really good charts. Mankind, not my thing for various reasons. I have a bad history with this stock, but it is bouncing off of its 20. So it's following the rules. Got up over the 200, got its lift, coming back. Nice candle yesterday, nice turn candle, and sure enough, you get the bounce. Stock RSI is about to turn up on the daily. Very interesting. There's a lot of day traders in this one. LPTX. I think we looked at this one. DQ, KALV, PIXY, HAIR, ATHN, ABEO. So this one, you know, this is a shoulda, coulda, woulda from previous sessions on middays. Looked at it numerous times of entering it, and look at the price you pay when you don't follow. But you know, some days and sometimes we have so many of them that actually set up that it's tough. But it's fantastic action. Technically, you know, textbook. And if you're not sure what textbook play I'm talking about, Just go back into our midday reviews and stuff and you'll see. OTC, I didn't go through these today. I won't go through them right now. I just don't have time. CLG is interesting on the washout. I did look at that one earlier. Taco, I don't know. Maybe. Maybe. CLG though is interesting. I wouldn't doubt you get a turn. CLG, you might see 118.10. I doubt you'd get down to 111. It's tough for me not to consider that one, but I just can't. How are we making out on shop here? So it came off a bit. I figured it was getting into that resistance area. AAOI, it should be nice to see. So XBTUSD is structurally in play still over an important support, which is Bitcoin. And considering where it is in its life chart, this is threatening a supernova over the weekend. Threatening it, not saying it'll happen. SPPI, this is fantastic news for me. I hate having pressure in a number of stocks because of course I get a ton of questions from people. I get a ton of pressure. The pressure of the trade isn't what bothers me, it's the pressure of people. And you know, I get pressure from different places, and so any more than one at a time. So I got AAOI and SPPI under pressure. But SPPI is structurally awesome. Oh, the other one was Snap that I'm holding tiny bits in. I just want to take a quick look at it because it did have divergent bullish intraday, tight intraday action. And look at that. So it came off its recent highs, but that 20 and that 100, you gotta watch those close. That price gets back over that 100 on the daily, and that 20 works up. So at the point that the 20 is crossing that 100, if that happens and price is above, you're gonna see a serious pop here. And it's a dog of a stock, but structurally, if you look at, you know, how it, you know, it's been frustrating for the bulls getting in at the bottom here. But if you look at this, it's not that bad structurally. And I don't know, at 20, I watch the price. If it stays above the 20 and the 20 pushes that price through the 100, it's going to pop. And if it pops, you can follow that trajectory, you know, simple trajectory. And, you know, be careful with this one because it's kind of a dog the way it trades. Well, it is a dog. Like, it reminds me of Twitter, but it's better than Twitter, the way it trades. But I kept screaming at it like I would Twitter. So there's this trajectory, you know, simple Sesame Street trajectory. And, you know, so that would bring it November 17th or so into 1750, and you know, just looking, eyeballing it, early December into 1840. Well, you've got resistance there, but I don't know. It gets up in this hole here, so I don't know. 1950 is possible here. Christmas. Possible. XBTUSD is again proving itself to be bullishly divergent here on the day. This could rip the daylights out of people. The last supernova that we had about a week ago in it, there was forced selling. The way it works in XBTUSD 100 times leveraged is your positions get forced sales happen, and then it gaps on gaps intra. Pretty amazing to watch. You want to be on the right side of that, of course. Okay, so that's it for the charts for the day. Now, if there's any others that people have. GNMX, QURE is really strong. GNMX. Let's see here, SPPI, AAOI. I think I want to keep all these on the board. Snap, I better alarm it like this. Actually. Alarm it like that. Okay, and then let's take a look at, nobody knows how the fork is going to affect it. And I don't think that date is in stone, unless something's happened that I haven't been briefed on. But our guys that are in it are pretty serious. We have some pretty serious experts behind the scenes here working with us, and I would think that they've kept me abreast, but maybe not. You never know. Nobody's sleeping, so we're missing things. 60-minute chart on GNMX. Yeah, it's bullish. Stock RSI is about to turn up. Your squeeze momentum's almost at the bottom, so you're probably going to get a turn at the 50. Well, let's see, it almost hit the 50 there. But yeah, I wouldn't doubt if that bounces. I like bottom plays if they're managed right. A lot of traders, for some reason, have a hard time managing them properly. And then, of course, your main resistance is going to be about $2.20 or wherever the 200 meets. But once it's over the 200, look at that. Sweet. So as far as I'm concerned, this is, for me personally, a play over the 200. But you could manage your trade all the way through it. Okay, so it's GNMX. I think that's it, guys and gals. It's 12:56. I'm going to be around for the afternoon. I do have to do a few things. I do have a few visitors. The treehouse is under construction. They're in and out of here. And let's say this right. I'd like to take some positions in ones that I'm watching at the end of the day if they're strong, but I don't know that I'm going to be here for sure at the end of the day. But I will be around. The room will be open. I don't know exactly what time I'm going to leave. My main watch for the end of the day is SPPI. If it closes strong, I might even consider an add, if you can believe it, after the stress I've gone through. But if it closes strong, because this is day 3, right? Now, it is against resistance, so the bottom of this first day candle here. So right now, as I'm speaking, it's right at resistance. But if it gets over top of this second day candle, closes over top of the second day candle, it's like a 10-to-1 risk reward. So it's close. What is that, 1970-ish? It's really close. It's good action. Shop, you know where the resistance points are. AAOI, you know what I'm looking for there. XBTUSD. So here's what I suspect is going to happen with XBTUSD. It's going to stay in a range until basically the new bulls come in. We've noticed in this that it takes breaks, really, I think, just from a perspective of people just need breaks. And we found that trading the last real big run up, we had a difficult time finding time just to eat and stuff like that. I think that's about to happen again. Okay, so have a great afternoon, and I'll be in the room. I'll still be around, and I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks.